We all have this picture in our heads of what burnout looks like, right? It's this dramatic, spectacular crash, hitting a wall after one last impossible deadline. But what if that's not the real story? What if the real danger isn't that final explosion, but the tiny, almost invisible sparks that start the fire in the first place? And this quote right here, it just nails it. Burnout isn't some sudden event that just happens to you one day. Nope, it's a slow burn. It's a process that unfolds over time, usually right under our noses while we're telling ourselves, oh, it's just a tough week. Exactly. So let's just toss out that image of hitting a wall at full speed. Because it's almost never that one terrible week or that single overwhelming project. Instead, it's this slow, steady drip, drip, drip of small frustrations and mounting pressures that just pile up when we're not looking. I love this way of thinking about it. It's not some blaring alarm bell demanding your attention. It's way more subtle. It's like a quiet whisper in the back of your mind, a little nudge that something just isn't quite right. And it's so quiet, that it's just incredibly easy to ignore it. And I bet we've all been there, right? You just feel off. You can't put your finger on what's wrong, but your usual spark is gone. Your motivation feels like it's a million miles away. Well, that vague, unnamed feeling, that's often the very first sign that something needs your attention. Okay, so if it starts with these quiet whispers and these hard-to-name feelings, how do we actually spot them? What are the concrete sparks we need to be looking for before they ignite into a full-blown fire? Let's break them down. All right, first up, this isn't just feeling tired after a long day. This is a deep, bone-deep kind of exhaustion, the kind where a full weekend of sleep doesn't even make a dent. You wake up feeling just as drained as when you went to bed. And that kind of fatigue, if you let it go, doesn't just tank your productivity. It starts to drain the color out of everything. The next spark is all about distance. It's when you start feeling cynical about your job, or you find yourself pulling away from the people you work with. The work that used to get you excited now just feels like a chore, and you feel like you're just going through the motions, almost like a ghost in your own career. That detachment can really erode your sense of purpose. And then there's this one. Think about it. A slow computer, a tiny mistake, a colleague asking a simple question. Normally, no big deal. But when this spark is lit, it sends this jolt of intense frustration through you. Your fuse gets incredibly short for things that you wouldn't have even noticed before, and that can really start to damage your work relationships. So, we've identified the sparks. Now what? What's the first move? Well, it all comes down to this one simple concept: early awareness. It's really just the skill of noticing these small shifts in yourself, that fatigue, that detachment, that irritability, before they grow into something overwhelming. And honestly, if you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. Preventing burnout isn't about some grand escape plan down the road. It's about small, honest check-ins right now. The single most powerful thing you can do is to just train yourself to listen for those whispers. That awareness, that's your first and your absolute best line of defense. So as we wrap up, I want you to just take a second and think about this. Which of those sparks feels the most familiar to you? Is it the deep fatigue, that feeling of being disconnected, or that super short fuse? Figuring out which one resonates isn't just a thought exercise. It's the first real crucial step toward taking back your well-being before a fire even has a chance to start.